movies. Let's see. What older movies have you seen?
Older movies. Okay. Oh, have you seen District 9?
Oh yeah, is it that one movie with the that one alien ship that comes to Earth and like the aliens are like segregated?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, I saw it a little while ago again.
Yeah, I don't really remember everything that happens, but the way that they tell it, they show it, and I just like it.
I remember, dude, 2012, that movie was in like every dubstep music video.
I wouldn't know because I didn't do anything with YouTube. But yeah. So wait, so if I remember correctly, so the movie starts off with what the main character with it's the whole movie is shown through sets of
It's
recordings,
like a
right?
document.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like a document.
yeah. Like the first half of the movie is shown in documentary, and the rest is like
It's like normal movie style.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the documentary part is just explaining uh showing the main character and his life before the main part of the movie comes in.
Yeah, basically.
Wow, my dude just turns into an alien at the end. At
Yeah,
least,
but it's a well designed movie.
yeah, I really liked it. I actually like felt something at the end of movies. That movie.
Yeah.
I don't usually feel something at the end of movies, especially Disney movies. I don't like Disney.
Yeah. Disney kind of fallen off past few years.
Yeah.
I think ever since they bought Star Wars.
Oh yeah, definitely. When did they buy Star Wars? Like 2010 ish.
Yeah, 2012 probably.
Yeah. Wait, what movies came out that year? Like Toy Story 3?
2012.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know.
Hold on. It's like Transformers, uh, Revenge of the Fallen, I think.
Yeah, I think the movie 2012 also came out.
No, 2012 came around like 2006,
Yeah.
2007
Okay.
ish. Because I love that movie. I loved watching it. I don't know. It's just such a stupid movie because the premise is just dumb, but I just loved watching it. Oh, the CG. I don't know. Something about destruction just is beautiful. Jurassic Park. Have you seen Jurassic Park?
I have.
Yes. I remember watching it. Like the first time I seen it was like 6 years ago. I was in a trailer park, I think. I saw on the TV. I'm like, wow, that looks like shit, but it's still so beautiful.
First time I saw it, I was really young, but the CG looked really good.
I know. It looks
And
good. It looks
for
good.
like a month afterwards, I was terrified of dinosaurs.
It's
Have
good.
you seen Pacific Rim?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
You gotta see it. It's great.
Yeah. Have you seen like the first Jurassic World?
I have not.
Really? Have you seen any other Jurassic Park movie other than the first one?
I was gonna see the recent one,
Dominion?
but I decided against it.
Yeah, you know Hollywood just loves like messing around with things. I haven't seen it either, but I've seen another a YouTuber, uh, critical think the I'm not sure what his name is. Uh,
The Moist Man.
No, it's that one drunk Irish guy who complains about movie,
Hmm.
the critical drinker. I think I think he's
Yeah,
Irish.
I saw a Moist critical review on it.
Ah, yes.
So
Uh,
that's what ultimately made my decision.
I want to still watch it to see if it's actually that bad.
I want to watch it when I don't have to pay to watch it.
Yeah, yeah,
Because if it ends up being bad, then I don't want to waste money.
yeah. Apparently, they have like the three new the three original cast members come back,
Mm.
and they said they did absolutely nothing.
Oh, speaking of, have you seen the most recent Ghostbusters?
Ah, yes.
Dude, that movie, that was actually pretty good.
I know. I loved it. I'm glad they didn't try to make a voice actor speak for um Egon. I think
Yeah,
I'm glad they just let him just stay silent. Just let the actions do the speaking instead.
his face spoke like a volume.
Yeah, and it looks so good. I actually thought he was there.
Yeah, dude, that was really good CG. The whole movie.
Yeah, uh, movies with good CG. They're not like God. I can't think of any other good movie with CG. Like realistic CG or just like good looking CG. Like
Just good.
good looking CG, just like normal average good. I'd say 2012 again because I saw that movie and I thought, damn, shit going down in California.
Yeah, I think Terminator 2
Oh,
actually had really good CG.
I haven't seen it yet. Is the Terminator 2 the one movie where that one Terminator just like turns into liquid while going through jail bars?
All right, you're gonna have to. That might be Terminator 3. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. It's because I watched a Corridor Crew video on that.
No, watching Terminators is weird because you have to watch them in different order.
Uh,
You know,
that's all I've heard. I saw I've heard. I've seen Dark Fate. I don't fucking understand what happened, but it's sad that Arnold Schwarzenegger is gone. He really loved that.
mm,
He looked like he really loved that character.
see what else.
To be honest, I don't remember a single thing that happened in that movie other than like fucking what's his name? The Terminator. What is it? The T. What is it?
It's like TX 100 or something.
That sounds like a calculator name.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking
Yeah. Yeah. Um, that's the only scene I remember is where the Arnold Schwarzenegger um like sacrifices himself.
about.
Like
Yeah, I
he comes out of hiding and stuff and helps. He comes out of living his life with a human. Apparently that happened. Everything.
RoboCop. Go on.
Wait, what?
No, you can continue.
But everything else that happened in the movie, I don't remember entirely. I just remember like the first scene where the bad CG comes in.
Yeah.
That one Terminator chasing that girl down in the workshop.
Mhm.
Yeah, where the jumping. That's the only thing I remember because it looks so weird, and I didn't think of it until like the next corridor crew video.
Have you seen the 1987 and 1990 RoboCop movies?
No, I want to,
Because,
but I haven't.
because the 2014 RoboCop, granted the CG looks good, but for a 1980s movie, the first RoboCop movie, was super well CGI.
Like older movies, if they're done well with the
Yeah,
CGI, it looks good. Like James Cameron's Titanic.
yeah.
I really thought they were actually on a boat, mainly because that's what CGI is supposed to do. But they actually didn't use CGI for the entire thing. They used CGI for
And
the
they had
water.
him in a pool.
They had a miniature, and then they
Right.
had a green screen with Leonardo DiCaprio on the other actor. I don't remember her name. Where they were just doing the pose.
Mhm.
They rotoscoped them onto the bow of the bow of the ship. Because it's not a boat, it's a ship. It's big, and that water looks so good.
Yeah, that looked like tasty water.
Yeah, I mean, like it doesn't look like water that hurts you. It
It looks like water that you want to eat.
looks like I don't know. It kind of looks like a very foamy Powerade for some reason.
Yeah.
Like a very
Or
foamy.
like a very liquidy Jello.
Yeah. Resin. It looks like resin too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Predators movie?
No.
Okay, well, contrary to the name, it's not about like child molesters, but
uh,
not it's the Alien movie. It was on Hulu for a little bit, but that movie is incredibly well CG.
yeah, the Predator.
Yeah, like all of the ones in that franchise are super good.
Yeah, I've only seen a couple dead meat videos. I see too much YouTube, but a couple dead meat videos with the kill count.
Mm.
Yeah, and every time I see the Predator, I'm like, I look at it and I'm like, real. Cause I don't think that's CG, is it?
For what?
The Predator.
I think that's a costume.
Damn. Well, whoever had to uh, sit in that costume, that big heavy costume. Well, I feel bad.
Yeah, but they did CG the ships, but that part was really well done.
I haven't. I don't. I didn't see any of the movie. I only seen like the killing parts, the kill count videos. I gotta look at
Yeah,
that later though. I gotta watch
well,
it
then I
again.
ain't gonna spoil nothing.
Um, Thinking of a movie that I recently watched. Let's see. Oh, I haven't. I didn't recently watch this. I watched it a while back. John Wick,
Mm,
and we're talking. I'm talking about the cinematography, not the CG, because the cinematography, the choreography.
I think that can stand on its own.
Yeah, just the whole movie is beautiful, and then somehow it gets better each time. I'm not sure how the fourth one will pan out, but from the first one to the third one, the story is consistent at least.
Even if they didn't have the story and it was just choreography, it would still do freaking well.
Yeah, I mean it's like Transformers but better and without the giant robots,
Yeah,
and it actually has a good story because Transformers is just a mess. Because
yeah. Transformers was good until Age of Extinction.
anything after the main trilogy, because the part that really got me like, really confused is the last night where they
Yeah,
explain Bumblebee is
that
and
that
his tie.
movie didn't make any sense.
Yeah, because they explained his ties to Earth, that he was there for like since World War II, and that Transformers were there since World War II. But in the first movie, we clearly see them coming to Earth.
Yeah,
So whoever wrote the scripts for those two movies didn't like each other apparently. and then with the Bumblebee movie, have you seen it?
I've seen that.
You have not?
That's like the only Transformers movie that I haven't seen.
Well, I personally, I kind of did like it. I'm still confused on why John Cena is in it, but I mean, you got to get the big actors in every movie now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, F9.
Dude, I stopped watching after the second one.
I sat through all of them. I liked the first four movies. Actually, I liked the first one. I liked the second one. I sat through the third one. I was kind of confused. I kind of confused where the main characters were, but I was all right because apparently the third one isn't the third one. It's actually the eighth one,
Yeah.
and the seventh one is actually the sixth one. The eighth one is actually the ninth one. It's kind of weird.
They're trying to do a Terminator type
Except it only
chronology.
except it only happens once. That's the only good thing about it. So the first three movies were good. I don't remember anything that happened in Fast Four, except for the fact that Vin fucking Dom goes to prison,
Mm.
and then that's where it kicks into the fifth movie. That's the one I really remember watching because I love that train scene. I don't know why. I just love the train scene where they were trying to steal the cars. Or was that the fourth one? I'm not sure. You see everything they
Well,
do in those movies, they just get like they get higher stakes to the point where it just becomes dumb, like the F9 movie where they just go to space.
what?
They go to space in the F9 movie.
I'm gonna have. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to check these out.
They fucking go to space in a Pontiac Fiero strapped to a rocket.
What?
I wish I was making that up. I
Oh,
saw that. I saw it in the
dude,
trailer too, and I'm like, what the fuck?
that is so. Oh my
I
god.
I I loved how stupid the scene was, and I'm gonna have to bring like a bunch more spoilers in. Are you all right with that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so at the beginning of the movie, they have this whole scene with Dom at the racetrack watching his father go around the track, and they
Mhm.
do like multiple plot lines in this movie. The storylines. The main storyline is Dom and his brother. Actually, that's a side storyline. That's the first side storyline. The main storyline is uh, Dom trying to stop his brother from trying to fucking fuck the world, you know. And then
Okay.
and the third one is like literally anything else that happens in the movie, because there's like the third storyline has like a good couple of storylines branching off it. I don't even remember any of them except for like the Ramsey part, because Ramsey is still alive, kept in a glass box, and John Cena is in that movie too. Like God.
Yeah, I heard. I saw the trailer.
So John Cena was in that. They strapped a Pontiac Fiero to a rocket. I can't get over that. So at the beginning of the movie with Vin Diesel and his dad, and a younger version of them at least, two younger versions of John Cena, and because John Cena and his brother and Vin Diesel don't look alike, but they're brothers apparently.
Okay.
And so uh, uh, Jacob, Dom's brother, was working on the car that their dad was driving, and apparently later on in the movie they explained why he was let me explain. So the car, when they start racing again, the car, at the slightest touch of another car, I mean like the other car just touched the front bumper, the car turned on its side, and I think I remember, if I'm remembering correctly, where with the side where other car is touching the side of the door, the right door, the left door, the car lifted up from that side, which
That's
I
dumb.
I don't think that should be possible. I mean, like, I don't think physics allows it.
It'd be possible if they were going like 500 miles per hour.
Yeah, where the traction doesn't get anything, but they're driving around a NASCAR track at like 200 miles.
they're driving cars. They can't go to 500. So
Yeah.
that's, that's wrong.
The car does this weird fucking weird this weird flip. It barrel rolls and then it does a couple front flips. I mean, a barrel two barrel rolls, some um, cartwheels, and then it blows up. It no, the second it lifts up, it blows up, and then it does everything I just said: cartwheels and barrel rolls. And later on in the movie, they explained because Dom thinks that Jacob killed their father, but Jacob only did what the father told them, which was changed like I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it was something like spark plugs or something. Um, yeah, and they have another scene where they are racing each other, and that
Ooh,
apparently Jacob and Dom, the brothers,
okay,
they have a scene where they race each other, and Dom won, and he just disowns Jacob.
that's nice.
I mean, this is the only part of the movie that I actually paid attention to was the Pontiac Fiero part because I only wanted to see that. And then they made this joke. You know how they oh you haven't seen anything beyond the second movie, right?
No,
So everything beyond the second movie just gets impossibly dumb and stupid when it comes to like how they don't get hurt at all. Like in the first movie, you could see like there's a good amount of dings in his head after Dom flips his charger.
okay.
So in the seventh movie, they fly out of a fucking. So they're in Dubai, I think. There's three tall skyscrapers. They drive a Lycan Hypersport. Paul and Brian and uh, Dom drive through the first building. They jump out of the building. They land in the second building, which is stupid because they wouldn't have enough traction to grip onto that shiny, slippy floor. But they somehow gained enough speed to land on this next level. And then they kept going until they did the same thing again to the third building. They jumped and then they landed on the third building, but the car was dinged up very badly on the third floor, the third building. And they started spinning out. They jumped out, and apparently they got enough traction. Apparently, the floor is like frictionless, like 100% in the third building, to the point where they kept sliding it even after rolling out of the car. And then the poor car just flies out of the building and lands splat on the ground. I, I feel bad for whoever made the cars because there's like 14 of those ever made, I think.
That has to hurt.
Yeah, and I think they used like three of them. Like, eesh. And in that scene, it makes sense that they'd maybe have a few bruises, maybe some scratches on their head, flying through buildings.
Right?
Yeah, and then
Well, if they're on the building, they should have like a few broken bones.
yeah, and they rolled out a car like it goes like it's a very fast car too. Hence the name. It's a beautiful car too. It's very nice. So that's one example. Then in the hold on in the seventh at the end of the seventh movie, around the end of the seventh movie, I think either the seventh or the sixth movie, where they're driving through Miami. Vin Diesel comes out of a fire a lot. Whole building collapses on him. Comes out of a parking garage. The whole building collapses. The whole garage falls on him. He's in his car, by the way, or I think he is. He fucking flies that damn thing through a helicopter. I don't remember. I don't think I'm remembering that right. I'm pretty sure he just like flew, drove his fucking charger. He had another charger, by the way. He's fucking rich. He has another charger. He ramps it up at like an impossible angle. It's like very steep. It's like I'd say 45 degrees if you're like really love acute angles. He he climbs that up with no problem, and he just absolutely flies. He flies. He has a bag of grenades. Okay, so he threw it at the whole building is coming collapsing behind him. He threw the grenades at the helicopter. It somehow gets stuck. He crash lands, and the helicopter blows up. And the rest of the building comes down. It collapses on the car, I think. The luck that he has to not have he only had like a scratch on his head.
Okay.
He fucking he had one scratch on his head. And so back to this ninth movie, they had a scene where where a few of the characters, Roman, I think it's Roman, Tez, and Ramsey, they were talking. They're talking about something, and then Tez brings up the fact that he found it strange that none of them got hurt, not a single one of them, after fucking flying out of planes, buildings, hell, fucking blowing shit up. That not a single one of them had a scratch on them. I
That
mean,
sounds like bullshit, dude.
yeah, Tez. I mean, like apparently, what he said he was shot with a fucking assault rifle.
Okay.
I mean, a decent amount of times. And apparently, like he had like a magic quarter. Apparently, I'm gonna guess that. I'm not sure. I don't remember the movie entirely because it was so fucking random. Oh yeah, Han. So in the third movie, Han dies.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't know who that is, do you?
But
Do you know who Han is?
I'll be honest, mate. I slept through most of the second one.
No, Han is the Tokyo the third one.
That guy. Okay.
So Han. So there's like this. It's the plot line. You know, seventh movie takes place a bit slightly after the third movie. It's a mess. Anyways, Han was supposed to die. Apparently, they pulled off some random ass bullshit that he didn't die, but Mr. Nobody, who's another character who comes in like in the seventh, eighth movie, apparently he somehow managed to save uh, Han by making someone else drive that exact same car that he was driving, a Mazda RX-7, I think, with that exact color, and have Shaw ram the car. And a bunch of these names probably don't make any sense to you.
They don't, but I'm at least getting a general synopsis.
Okay. And remember, this is just like the main parts, the movies that you need to understand for the ninth movie. There's a lot more random
Okay.
shit that goes into this. So Han apparently didn't die, and then they have another storyline. It's annoying how many storylines there is, but I'm gonna skip that storyline because it's too complicated and I barely understood it. In the end, John Cena, I mean, fucking Jacob and Dom become brothers again, but they're not close, you know, because they missed out like 15, 70 years of their lives together. They're not,
Okay.
yeah. The joke is they're old.
Mm-hmm.
And he leaves. And then these guys have the balls to bring back the one actor who basically started the entire franchise. You know how Paul Walker died, right?
Right.
And so in the seventh movie, he died halfway during that movie. So they had to bring back his brother. They had to bring his brother into this and do CG. It looked kind of weird at the end where they said goodbye, yada yada. And then when it came to the ending of the ninth movie, because their house was blown up in the seventh movie. I love explaining random things. Their house was blown up in the seventh movie because bomb at Shaw. then we got Brian rolling up in his GTR, and my first reaction is like, yes, he's back. And I remembered he's dead.
Mm.
I'm like, they why did they decide to do this? Unless the 10th movie is basically just dragging them back to their roots, I don't think it would be make a good movie. Because what made the first few movies special was that the fact that it was a movie that they were movies that really didn't, take the typical racing. It went to the street scene, and we got fucking the ninth movie with Pontiac Fieros going to space.
They'll wrap it up by the 10th.
Yeah, if they don't kick it down a few notches, and when I mean by a few, I mean like the entire franchise amount of notches,
Okay.
it probably might not do well. Maybe like kick it halfway to the Fast and Furious 5 because that's more believable. Where they did that, they actually filmed the whole shot. Well, it's not one single shot, but a good amount of shots of this one scene where they robbing a bank. They're robbing an entire fucking bank vault from a bank, and I think it's Brazil or somewhere around there. They filmed that the whole scene practically. Everything was real. No CG. Every person there was real. Every person inside the cars that got their roofs sliced off, they're real. Yeah, I love that scene, and I love it even more knowing that it's real and not CG. And yeah, yeah, that's it. That's that's most of the Fast and Furious franchise in a nutshell. Fast and
Well, that was a YouTube video sized documentary.
uh, I'm pretty sure I could go on for like few more hours explaining like the little details because I remember seeing a couple. I remember seeing a few years ago, about a year ago. I remember seeing all the movies again in preparation for the ninth movie. The eighth movie, I don't remember a single damn thing that happened in that movie other than Dom has a kid.
Really?
Yeah, he has a kid with this cop, and then that cop woman died. So and Letty, I think she was supposed to die in like the second movie or the fourth movie. The fourth movie, she was supposed to be dead in the fourth movie or the fifth movie. She came back and now she's she's helping Dom raise the kid, and they named the kid Brian.
Okay.
Yeah, and apparently they don't like the cell service or anything because the squad rolled up in, I think it was a Mercedes or a BMW. They rolled up, and then Dom and Letty had shotguns at the fucking ready. They had them loaded. They were pointing it out. They had to slowly get out of the car just to show them. There was no way of them knowing who they were. Uh, well, that's basically it. Unless I think of something else that needs for some reason the slightest amount of mention, which I can't think of. That's it. They have the stupidest stunts. All of them are dumb.
Well,
Oh.
you made me want to watch the movies now.
Well,
I'm not probably gonna do that.
well, anything after like the fifth movie might disappoint you a bit. Like the sixth movie, they drove a fucking tank on an interstate,
Mm.
and so Dom is trying to save Letty, love her stuff. So Dom crashes a car. He's on the roof of the car, the hood of the
Okay.
car. He crashes the car, and you know how there's like a gap between like major interstates
Yeah.
between the freeways. He jumps that gap, which mind you is like a good 20 feet,
Mm.
crashing that car, which is probably like going like I'd say like 40, 50 miles per hour. I'm not sure. I'm not professional in guessing numbers. And he catches her, and he lands on the front windshield. At that speed, it makes sense that he would go through the windshield.
Yeah, he'd go through or he'd break all his bones and die.
Yeah. Or land, yeah, break, he crash through the windshield, get dinged up by the steering wheel
Yeah.
badly. He landed on his back too, which I don't think would be a good idea. At least try to land on the feet ish.
Well, I mean, his back is worse than landing on your stomach.
Yeah, mainly because that's where the spine connects everything.
Because it messes up your spine, messes up your neck.
Yeah, he survived that. And then, oh yeah, I like to mention that Brian is driving a little mini Ford Escort. I think for that entire bridge scene, they're chasing a tank, and Brian is just riding a blue and white Ford Escort. I'm not sure if that's the car, but it's a small little car and it's so fucking cute for that scene. They have a fucking massive tank blowing up bridges on like the way to like Los Angeles, I think. Either that or it's Miami. And they have like a tiny little blue car driving, chasing it down. That's and I didn't even see. I don't remember seeing the movie because it was too damn long. I think I skipped it. But yeah, that's all I remember. That's the only thing I know about that movie is that shot was actually meant to be an entirely separate. That the second half of the sixth movie was supposed to be a different movie entirely. So
Yeah.
instead of 10 movies, it would have been 11 from that nightmare. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about Fast and Furious for a bit.
Not all good.
Yeah. Okay. So we were talking
No,
about.
but no, I'm getting tired though. I'm gonna go to sleep.
All right. Well, I'm gonna wish you a good night.
Yeah, good night, dude.
Yeah. Good night.